Just relax. Try.
I will. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll deal with her. So you're okay then? We're coming late. 9 is the cutoff, right? Or
No, she can't get here until 10:30, right?
that's
Like their flight doesn't land until
I'm gonna
9:30.
make it very clear for her not to ring the doorbell, not knock. She can text.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Yes.
very strict on
Yes.
she needs to listen very carefully. So I'll give her a bunch of reminders too, like she's doing investments. So I make sure she remembers.
All right, honey. I have got to go. I'm already very late for my
All
call.
right, love you.
Love you too. Bye. Hi there. I'm so sorry I'm late.
No worries.
Um, I still have a day job
Oh, that's
and
a
I
lot.
own a business. I actually own two businesses. So, I mean,
Nice.
well, it sounds nice. Sounds nice. Uh-huh. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Were you on the blocks?
I was on
Okay.
season 13, so I just a little
Okay.
over a month ago we
Oh,
finished filming.
congratulations. I know how it's like super exciting. I was on season 8.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah. Tell me about your business or businesses.
So I own Kelly Financial Services. We're based out of Rhode Island, but it is a virtual bookkeeping firm. And so we do bookkeeping for the busy entrepreneur. And we help our businesses scale their business by saving them 20 to 40 hours a month by taking over their bookkeeping. So they have more time to work in their zone of genius and work on their favorite parts of their business, as well as, take away that stress and make sure their books are accurate and on time.
Wow. So that's awesome. So, I mean, how do you price it? Like, I'm interested because I
Yeah,
hate
so so pricing is very challenging. We do
now.
offer it's a fixed price, so we do monthly kind of retainers, you could say, but we do flat monthly fees, so the client's never guessing, what their bill is gonna be. And so, we scope out the work in the beginning and we give them that price. Now internally, so the client sees it as a flat price, but internally we do more value-based pricing. And so for me, it's a combination of, how much volume is in the company, how complex is their situation, and kind of taking those kind of two things together and coming up with that price for the client.
Okay, so that's interesting. So then like I'm guessing like you guys are amazing at QuickBooks, stuff like that, right? You go
Yeah.
through and like classify the items or
Yeah.
are you
So
just okay, yeah, tell me more.
yeah. So every client is a little different. So for a more simpler client, they may have one bank account, one credit card account. So they connect that to QuickBooks, and then we kind of go in and we're categorizing all of their transactions. And
Okay.
so some clients just it might be they might use QuickBooks to invoice, and so they're creating invoices, we're matching up the payments, and then we're coding all of their expenses, and then we'll reconcile their credit card accounts and their bank accounts just to
Okay.
make sure that, every QuickBooks does line up to what their bank is saying, to making sure you have all financial transactions, and then we do obviously provide them the internal reports, a balance sheet, and a profit and loss statement. And we also do meet with our clients to kind of go over those reports, because a lot of times you send the reports, no one's looking at them. They're just glad it's done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as businesses start to grow, and even when they go through hiccups, they really need to understand what's in those reports so they can make
Yeah.
better financial decisions.
Now, do you guys do anything? So let me just tell you a little bit about me because you and I didn't get a chance to meet before this interview.
Yeah.
So I went to the blocks on season 8 for my dog daycare.
Oh,
We were
nice.
we were pre-launch at that time. It was still in construction mode. It was an interesting process, but anyway, we opened about a month and a half after we left the blocks, and our 1-year anniversary was a few days ago. So
Yay, that's exciting.
thank you. We've just gotten to a point where we break even. Like we
Mhm.
made a little bit of profit in December. We're going to make profit this month, but the trajectory makes me think that we won't have any more months where we don't cover expenses. It costs about
Awesome.
$22,000 a month to run the place with all the employees and everything because my husband and
Yep.
I don't work there. So it's
Yep.
completely run by managers and employees. So
That's good. That's good. At least you're not in there, having to do that. So
exactly. Now you probably know way better than I do. I didn't know if we could get to break even by 1 year, by 12 months of operations. But,
yeah.
I'm guessing that some companies can do that pretty easily and some companies can't.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it really probably depends on the business.
yeah,
It definitely depends on the business, what kind of traction you have, what your market is for sure, because the average, they say businesses, they don't make money for 2 years. It's
is that
but it
right?
it really depends. It really depends on the business.
Well, to be fair, I won't probably make money for 2 years. So, from the day we opened, like I want to say we have a carryover loss. There was a tax year where we didn't have any operations yet. It was purely construction. And then
Yep.
in the second year, there was 2.5 months of construction. So
Yep.
now this is going to be our first full year like with 12 months of operational data. So
Mhm.
it's possible that we won't make enough profit to cover the losses from construction, right? Like
Yeah.
all of the upfront expenses. Like, but as far as like a run rate goes, like
Yep.
I won't get any further into debt now. Like
Which
I
is
won't
good,
have,
which is
right?
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
That's
stop
like
the bleeding.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
That's a
to
good
me,
place to be because now it's kind of, maintain and kind of go up from there to recoup, that initial investment for sure.
exactly. I mean, I think the last time I looked, we probably like owed ourselves like $90,000, something like
Wow.
that. So, I mean,
Mhm.
it wasn't cheap to build out. We
Yeah.
took two storefronts that one was a bridal shop and one was like a CBD dispensary, and we turned them into a dog daycare. So
Those are very 2 random places
I know,
next to each other.
I know my town is super random. We're in Gurnee, Illinois. We're like halfway between Milwaukee and Chicago, and
Oh,
so
okay.
like Wisconsin starts to skew a little bit more conservative. And of course, as you get closer to Chicago, it starts to skew a little more liberal. We are smack dab in the middle, and our
That's so
community
funny.
100% reflects it.
That's
So yeah.
hilarious.
So, but anyway, my CPA, first of all, I don't want to say this. I don't think he'll be watching, but like I I'm not a, I don't like him very much. So all he does for me, I shouldn't say all he does for me. I do all of my classifications in QuickBooks and
Yep.
he does the financial statements. He makes me do the reconciling, which I'm always behind on. So then he has to do them, but then he tells me off about it every time. And then, cause like
Because you don't have
and
time to do that.
no, and then he does my taxes too. So
Yeah.
but I do all of the rigmarole inside of QuickBooks. He does like close out the month or whatever. But anyway, I think he's overcharging me for that. And then he does my taxes. He does a really good job at doing the taxes really quickly, but that's not part of the monthly. It's like another $1,300. So
Yeah.
that's just for the business. But whatever. I don't think we're that complicated. But um, anyway, then the other business is I'm a senior finance consultant during the day, and I grew up in
Oh,
accounting and finance, and so I mean that is why I kind of just feel comfortable doing most of
yeah.
the things in my own books. That's why that kind of system works for me.
Which makes sense.
Um, right, and these days I do financial planning and analysis at the corporate level, so I'm usually supporting like the CEO and their direct reports.
Yep.
And so I'm in the middle of, oh, and there's one more thing. There's one more minor thing. It's almost charity, but I technically do get paid for it. I'm an adjunct business instructor at a nearby college.
Oh, that's
One night a
awesome.
week. Yeah.
That's
So
really cool. I love that.
I'm thank you. I'm busy. That was like this whole thing started as a labor of love for them
Mhm.
because so many of them at the end of class, they're like, I think I might actually I always have them do a business plan. I teach intro to business, so they get like really a little taste, a tiny taste of
Yeah.
basically like all of the classes they're about to take, but they also do like a little mini business plan. But a lot of them get really interested like during their research and everything, and by the end of the semester, they're like, can I call you if I really want to do this like in real life? So of course my
Yeah.
answer is always yeah, totally. But then I was like, wait a minute, like if I can help CEOs make sure that a $50 billion, $3 billion, $700 million company makes their goals, right? And I help with all the budgeting and forecasting and all that. Like maybe I could do that for the entrepreneur because now that I've been in business for a year with my own small business, I know how hard it is. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out how I would possibly survive if I didn't have this finance knowledge. Like I don't think I
Mm.
would have survived this year.
And I think that's why a lot of, like, unfortunately, a lot of businesses do fail is because I feel like as entrepreneurs, like you have all these ideas and things that you want to sell and make and create.